we're at the Paint Zoo Art Studio. I'm Rick from Team MoneyCycles, and I'm joined today by a good friend of mine, Franny Drummond. For those of you who should know, Franny is one of the leading airbrush and painters out here. So we're just going to stop by Paint Zoo today, find out a little bit about what actually goes on at the Paint Zoo Studio. So Fran, say hello to the Team MoneyCycles audience.
How are you?
Alright, and tell us a little bit about Paint Zoo.
Well, Paint Zoo was actually established in like '98. We've been painting hot rods, bikes. Started getting into, I've always played goaltender, so started getting into helmets and goaltending, doing some stuff for the Flyers now and other teams. So it's involved. The industry's changed so much, from the choppers to the sport bikes to different industries. So we're just a basic custom paint shop. We specialize in airbrushing, metal flake, leafing, pinstriping. So we kind of keep everything in-house. That's one thing about us that is kind of unique.
Yeah, I can actually say I did find it unique. When you actually walk into Paint Zoo Studio, you will actually see a little bit of everything. Coming in through the back entrance, I saw some motorcycle parts, and you were meeting with Serge from Exotic Customs. And he had a couple cool projects that you were talking about. I know you got a graffiti bike you guys are working on. Another CVO style paint job was coming in, so that's actually pretty cool. But then if you walk into another room, it's a plethora of hockey goalie mask, and you got bowling ball pins for samples. You have skate decks. So this guy right here, he does it all, man. You could bring a bicycle in here to get custom painted. There's no job too big or too small. So I actually found that pretty interesting, that it is a one-stop shop. You can get just about anything customized here, and as an artist, that allows your customer to express themselves. They give you the idea, you just run with it.
And it's nice and it's comfortable for people because they get to see it all done in-house.
Okay.
Like whether it's a portrait of their son, or some guy comes in for a metal flake paint job, or anything, they know it's here.
Gotcha.
It's not shipped to somewhere else, or it's all in-house.
Now I know I'm familiar with the candy paint. Having custom motorcycle, I have a Harley Davidson bagger. You hear guys always refer to, you gotta have that wet paint, that candy paint.
Yep.
But now I'm starting to see people getting into the metal flake.
Yep.
And when I think metal flake, I think of that old school big flake 70s.
Yeah, that bass boat flake. Yep.
Kind of look, and I'm like, I don't know if that's really my thing. But I saw a couple pieces that you did, samples with the metal flake, where it's catchy, but it's not that old 70s look. It's actually kind of innovative. So you want to tell me a little bit about this metal flake design that you're doing?
Well, I met this guy, kind of funny story. I met this guy, called me up, Brian, from Paint Hub for Metal Flake and Same Company.
Okay, I've seen those guys on Instagram.
Yep,
okay.
Yeah, follow him. He basically came to me with his new company, starting Metal Flake, American made.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, well, I do some metal flake jobs out here. I work for another company that does a lot of metal flake stuff. But I was into the goalie mask, so I started to just try to involve the metal flake into some goalie masks and bike stuff. But his is unique. He's got a lot of different colors, a lot of different brands. A lot of guys, sponsored artists, Buck Wild, a lot of those guys using his stuff.
That's a big name, okay.
Yeah, so we've used it, and Brian, Paint Hub for Metal Flake is the only flake that I use around here. PPG is one of our sponsored companies that I only use them guys. They have that wet look like you talk about.
They have that I remember looking at some samples when I was getting my bike painted. They have like a vibrant line or something.
Yeah, Vibrance line.
Yeah,
it's
very
insane. Yeah, we use all their clear coats. Yep. Yeah. So we try to keep it all within a certain company.
Okay.
So that way there's no mistakes or whatever. We try not to mix and match too much. Try to stay with a certain brand. And I've been, we do a lot of Harley repairs. So PPG's always been the best matching and working with them.
Hey, you guys, stay tuned also. I had the opportunity of taking my Harley apart and surprising Fran and dropping it off. As you all know, Team MoneyCycle does a big cancer awareness thing. We really have a push on bringing awareness to cancer. So I had a couple ideas and I shot them past Franny, and he said, bring it by. So I brought it by. It's in the back. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll do a follow-up so you guys can actually see what Franny Drummond did to my custom Harley bagger. So you guys stay tuned for that also. But what I want to really get into are these fantastic helmets that you have hanging up behind us. These are like works of art that you only catch on ESPN or on a television network doing a sport, during a hockey game. To actually come into this showroom and get caught off guard to see them hanging up and the craftsmanship that go into it, man. You got to tell us about these helmets, Frank.
The helmets, it's funny because I've, like I said, I was a goaltender.
Okay.
And the helmets just evolved, the paint jobs evolved. There's so many great painters. I'm friends with a lot of them out there. And just to see the styles of the different looks that they have on some of these masks. I mean, they used to be just basically simple paint jobs.
Right.
Now they're works of art. There's collectors now collecting them from all over the place. So we're honored to have a couple collectors have some of our masks. But with Philadelphia Flyers and a lot of those guys that we work for, it's unique on each individual person. Like Steve Mason loves zombies, so we kind of been the zombie guys for a long time.
Steve Mason Flyers?
Flyers.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, they're unique pieces. I just took my knowledge of motorcycles and hot rods and stuff and pretty much just took it right to a goalie mask.
I like how you actually said it. You can tell how you implemented all the worlds together. And that's the unique thing about being an artist. You have some guys that are just painters. And me just being around for a while, getting custom work done as a consumer, I can tell a painter from an artist. When I walked in here, I said, wow, this is an artist. He's an artist who just uses things like cars, motorcycle, goalie mask as his canvas, but you are truly an artist. And it's just amazing to see. You know which helmet is going to be my favorite out of these. Can I check that one out right there? Now, what stuck out to me on this one is that metal flake with this cancer ribbon. And I'm looking at it, and the helmet says on the side, if you folks can see it, it says "Believe," but there's like so much detail with the small little cancer ribbons in it.
Yeah, it's got marbleizer and candy, and my grandma had breast cancer, so
okay.
For me, I always would think, it's important to me to put stuff that reminds you of certain things, and I wanted to do one for a sample. I got my crazy Paint Zoo monkeys on the side,
You know what? I actually noticed. I said, okay.
Yeah, he's got the PZ hat
Check this
on.
out. He's got the PZ hat with the front brim. This is also Franny's signature. I notice every time I come, my hats seem not to fit as cool as Franny's hat. He flips the brim up. He's got like graffiti on some of them, so that is definitely his trademark, and it's great to actually see how you were able to implement your brand.
Yeah, my daughters, because of the Paint Zoo name, I asked them the favorite, animal in the zoo, and they said monkey. So
okay.
We kind of incorporated the logo around it.
And it can get crazy at the Paint Zoo at times.
It can. Yep, my life is definitely a zoo.
So, Fran, in closing, tell us, do you have anything exciting coming up that we can look forward to? I know that you coming out August 27th for the Team MoneyCycles Cancer Awareness Show. You're going to actually be with partnered up with Exotic Customs at the booth doing some live Airbrush.
Little demo, yep.
That'll be pretty cool. We'll have the motorcycles and stuff out there, so we'll get to see Franny live August 27th up at King of Prussia Hooters, 240 North Gulf Road. But besides that, is there anything that you got coming up that we should stay tuned for?
Well, we got some motorcycles, obviously, like the 3D bike and some other little miscellaneous things, but kind kind of special for me because I was a Flyers fan since I was a kid. So,
Okay.
you know, we got Steve Mason's helmet coming, and we're going to do live feeds on that. So you get to actually watch us paint Steve's mask.
While you're actually doing the whole process?
Yep, I'll kind of answer some questions if I can, you know, at that point. But it'd be kind of cool to see a live feed of that.
Okay.
Because we always get asked, you know, are you gonna do zombies? You gonna, like, people want to know. So Flyers fans, stay tuned for that. And also, you know, we got a lot of miscellaneous things. I want to start working into teaching some classes and you know, showing people the love that I have for this.
And I think for any aspiring artists, you know, we got a lot of young kids who want to get into the airbrush thing. That'll be actually great to have someone like you who can come in and do it. Do you have it's funny, a lot of artists, you ask them, hey, did you go to school for it, or is it just something naturally? Did you actually go to school?
I did, yeah. I went to International Fine Arts College in Miami.
Okay.
I painted surfboards for a living, actually, for a little bit.
All right.
Then started working with like different companies like Extreme Makeover and doing some housework, and I always wanted to do things for myself that was like a rolling billboard.
Okay.
Because most artists, and they'll tell you, they'll lie if they don't say what I say. Because I tell you one thing, to be an artist, you want people to see what you do.
Gotcha.
And to have motorcycles and helmets that people wear live TV or at shows, you get to see your artwork on that. So it's like, I call it a rolling billboard, where I didn't really want to be that artist that painted a canvas and hung it in like a gallery, and maybe some people looked at it.
Right,
It sat it sat in a gallery for a couple years, and maybe it sold. Nah, I didn't want to do that. I want to be out there. I want to be doing demos and show people what this is. There's so many great artists out there now, you know.
Yeah, man, take it to the street, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's just get the motorcycles and the slingshots and all one day. We just set up and just stop somewhere where there's people, turn some music on.
Yep, because there's so many inspirational people that I followed out there that, you know, makes you want to come home and paint.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, follow whoever you are into. You know, that's how I look at it.
All right. So Styles, exactly. That's the best way to end it. You gotta follow styles.
Yep.
So I want to thank Franny for allowing us to take some of his time and come into the paint zoo. Like he said, coming up we have some great designs planned for Exotic Customs motorcycle shop. We got the graffiti bike. We have the Team MoneyCycles on Exotic Customs collab bike, which we're going to do like a cancer theme on it. And we have the hockey goalie mask being painted for Steve Mason. So that's a big thing. He's going to actually go live, folks. You understand? Live. Painting a Flyers helmet. So stay tuned. We're going to get the date for you. So that means you got to keep watching, you know, the TMC channel to find out exactly when it's going to take place. Go on Instagram, follow Fran at Paint2. Also follow Team MoneyCycles. That's also on Instagram. And we want to thank our photographer, videographer today, Mr. Key Vandaway. You can also find him on Instagram as well. So again, thank you for allowing us to come in.
Appreciate it.
And,
Thanks for coming.
We are now in front of the paint zoo, so we're going to come by sometime and just crash on this couch,
Come on by.
grab a soda, and see what's going on. All right, folks, thanks a lot for tuning in.